What if I told you the ego cannot kill itself? Not because it's too weak, but because it's too clever. You cut off one head and two more appear. You conquer pride, now you're proud of your humility. You silence desire, now you desire enlightenment. Welcome to the paradox of the ego, and welcome to the Hydra. In esoteric traditions, mystical psychology, and initiatory myth, the ego is never portrayed as a single enemy. It is a most simplicity masquerading as one. Tonight, we ask a dangerous question. Can the ego put itself to death? And to answer, we must descend into myth, not for fantasy, but for instruction. And our guide is the Hydra, the many-headed serpent slain by Hercules, or Heracles, or so the story claims. The ego is not the self. It is the story the self tells itself in order to survive. In occult psychology, the ego is a protective construct, a narrative machine, a mass generator, a defense against annihilation. The ego does not seek truth. It seeks continuity, which means the ego does not care what it believes, only that it continues its existence. This is why spiritual people often become the most egotistical people in the room. The ego doesn't die, it just changes costumes. Enter the Hydra. The Hydra is not merely a monster, it is a metaphysical diagram. Each head represents an identity, a fixation, a defense, a belief, a traumatic response, or a moral posture. Cut one head off, anger, greed, fear, and two more grow back, such as spiritual superiority, victimhood, savior complex, and intellectual arrogance. The Hydra teaches us something brutal. Direct confrontation strengthens the ego. The more you fight it, the more sophisticated it becomes. This is why repression fails. This is why affirmations fail. This is why positive thinking fails. You don't kill the Hydra by attacking its heads. And here's the core truth of the matter. The ego cannot put itself to death because it's the one holding the knife. If the ego decides to die, then death becomes another achievement. I killed my ego becomes a new identity, a new head, a sharper one. This is the Hydra's trick. Every attempt at ego death initiated by the ego only deepens the illusion of control. The ego does not want power, it wants authorship. And death authored by the ego is not death, it is rebranding. Most people miss the crucial detail in the Hydra myth. Heracles did not defeat the Hydra alone. Each time he cut off a head, his companion, Elaus, cauterized the wound with fire. This changes everything. With the sword of Heracles, meaning effort, will, and discipline, and the fire being symbolic to awareness, consciousness, and presence. The ego regenerates when wounds are left unconscious, and the ego dies only when awareness seals the opening. This is not violence, this is illumination. You do not kill the ego, you withdraw the conditions that allow it to multiply. One head of the Hydra was immortal. Heracles did not destroy it, he buried it beneath a stone. This is crucial. The ego is not meant to be annihilated, it is meant to be contained, subordinate, and grounded. The ego becomes dangerous only when it believes it is the king. When buried beneath consciousness, it becomes a tool. Left on a throne, it becomes a tyrant. If the ego cannot kill itself, what exactly dies then? The unconscious identity, the compulsive self-reference, the need to be right, the need to be seen, the need to survive psychologically at all cost. This death is not chosen. It is surrendered into, not through effort, but through seeing. The ego dissolves the moment it is no longer believed. So, can the ego put itself to death? No. But it can be outgrown. It can be outshined. It can be rendered unnecessary. The Hydra is not slain by strength. It is defeated by clarity. And when awareness stands tall, the many heads fall silent, not because they were killed, but because they were no longer fed. The ego does not die when it is attacked. It dies when it is seen through.